Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of What the Famicom. I'm Dan Tendo, aka today, the great Dantini.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. With you as always is just Nick Tendo, regular. The
Okay,
regular one.
just the regular Tendo, yeah.
The
So
basic
today
model.
we're going to talk about everyone's favorite money grab, DLC, downloadable content. Technically,
Mm,
podcast episodes are downloadable content, right?
yeah.
We're going to talk about DLC, our favorite DLC. We're going to talk about DLC practices. We're going to talk about,
Mm.
like sometimes, the morality system of
Oh,
DLC, the grind. We're going to talk
the
about really
grind.
serious things.
Wow.
Like sometimes we don't get serious on the podcast. Today, we're going to get serious.
Today we're gonna get real serious.
Yeah, because
Seriously.
seriously. Yeah, so DLC, now you DLC me, now you don't. Do you like that? You don't like
That was
that?
actually really good. Yeah,
Okay.
good delivery.
So we'll be right back after this.
You want you want to see a magic trick? All you have to do is buy a bunch of video games and your sex life is gonna disappear. You want to see a magic trick? All you have to do is buy a bunch of video games and your sex life is gonna disappear. You want
You know this. Officially, my coworkers think I jerk off to Legend of Zelda porno now.
Oh yeah, correct.
So, to everyone here, I don't, especially not just shirtless pics of Link. I don't jerk off to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I did, like, I would admit it.
I can understand that.
So I was at work and I just had my phone out. I don't know if you do this. Well, you don't. You
have your phone out. Yeah.
Well, I just had my phone out. Like I just opened Instagram and I was like doing stuff, and my desk was out. My phone was just on my desk, and I pressed the Instagram button to open the app, and it just opens the first thing. And as it opens, a coworker is walking behind me, and for some reason, at that exact moment, for this person I follow,
Mm-hmm.
first thing they posted, and the first thing that shows up on my feed is this sexy picture of Link from The Legend of Zelda with his pants down to like where his dick's almost out.
Nice.
No shirt. Has
Nice.
like a 9-pack and he's looking like super sexy at like as whoever drew him. So this person looks over and then looks at my phone, obviously, because it's like huge. And I close it right away. And I'm like, great. Now this person thinks. And I told you right away.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, a coworker walked by and they saw a sexy Link. And you thought I meant like a Link, like WWW? Like,
yeah. Well, literally, if someone says a coworker or something with a sexy Link, I'd be like, "Oh, I just call it a website, or I don't know. Why'd you say?"
Yeah,
Link?
like so you thought I was already weird calling it a sexy Link, not like a porn site.
Yeah.
So
even
you
funnier, what if you just like your coworker saw like a URL that said www.porn.com and you were like, "Oh, my coworker saw me with a sexy Link."
I'm never gonna live this down.
Yeah, but instead it was sexy.
I told
Link.
you that I was like sexy Link, and then I sent you. I was able to screenshot it because I didn't want to lose the picture, which is like,
of course,
I wanted proof that I wasn't looking at this sexy picture, so I needed proof of the picture. So I sent it to you, and you like died because you didn't know I meant a literal sexy.
Literally Link. It's pretty hilarious.
I wish that I want to get fired over it so I can go to HR and they're like, I have to explain to them like, no, Link's nipples aren't correct.
This isn't canon.
This isn't, his nipples aren't canon.
What if the HR person was like Ganon and you're like, no,
no, Ganon's got a bigger dick.
That does. Do you think he does?
No, I think that's why he always wants to conquer the castle, because he's got a small dick.
Hyrule. He's high mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's high mad. He's AF. Mad AF.
Okay, yeah. I get it.
And he's hung AF too.
I thought he wasn't.
Yeah, I meant Link.
Okay, thanks.
But anyway, whoever drew that picture, thanks for making my coworker think I'm.
If you want to come on the podcast, and
actually, I would love to have you come on and show your artwork.
Go a little back and forth. Can you imagine if we had them on and it was just like 30 seconds of them explaining it, and then they're still on the episode, and we're
like, "Hey, you can go now," and they're like,
go.
"We can't. No. You invited us. I can't end the call.
I can't. We're a collab." But that's what we do with this podcast. We collab.
We collab with people that make sexy Link pictures.
Hit us up, please. Go into our DMs.
Another reason I knew it was Link too.
Oh, go ahead.
Is obviously if it was just a sexy anime picture, like I wouldn't have thought twice. But he had the Link green hat.
Oh, no shirt, but the green hat with the
Yeah,
little...
and like blonde hair coming out. I'm like, that's Link.
Yeah, of course.
That's
Just
like
how
a
you picture them.
Mario if like a Jack dude would like was hung and stuff, but he had a Mario hat on. I'd be like, oh, it's Mario.
Isn't there like a sexy Mario? There's tons of them, but like where he's shirtless, has a six pack, and there's like a toad next to him, or maybe kissing him.
Probably. I just sent you a.
I
what
know
did I
the
just send you?
Mario and
A
Sonic.
flip book thing of Mario and
Mario
Sonic
and Sonic kissing
hooking
and
up
taking
aggressively
off.
and like tonguing and like ripping
Yeah.
off their.
Yeah, and the person wrote, "I just spent 4,000 on this."
And
It's an
now
NFT.
people think, and people, the beginning of this episode, I was denying being into sexy links, even though
Yeah.
I sent you this aggressively hardcore porn
Mhm.
video of, and I didn't even comment like LOL. I sent it to you as if I was like, hey, I'm into this.
Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, you didn't say LOL. You didn't say anything. I could have taken that as is. So I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, that's interesting.
So a big thing I want to get out of the way, right?
Oh boy, out of
we're
the way.
we're both Philly guys, right?
Oh no, go ahead.
No, we're both Philly guys, and
Go
in
ahead.
case anyone knows, the Super Bowl, this episode is going to air the day after the Super Bowl, and the Philadelphia Eagles are in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Go
Why would you
Sports,
even-
isn't that the saying? Go Sports.
Yeah, I feel like go sports. Yeah, I feel like, are we gonna air it if they lose? Are we gonna air it if
Well,
they
that's-
win?
Here's the thing. I propose that we record 2 different outcomes right now.
This is a terrible idea.
So we'll record an outcome if they win, and we'll record an outcome if they lose. So we'll do the first one. You know, I know you want them to win. I don't follow sports. I can't name one Eagles player,
Yeah, you can.
even though I'm probably more Philly than you, and I can prove it if you ask me.
Oh, I think we should by the end of the episode.
Okay. So let's record on the count of like 10. We'll record an outcome as if the next day we just found out the Eagles won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
On the count of 3, not 10. I don't know why I would count down to 10. All right, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yo, we did it. Yo, go Birds. I can't believe.
I'm unconscious because I died.
Oh, because you were so excited.
Yep, and I'm drunk.
Okay. So I'm on the other side, like, yo, I can't believe, yo, we're underdogs, yo. Like, no one believed in us. It's a Philly thing.
It's pretty
Yo,
That was a good.
I can't
accent.
believe, yo, are you going to the parade?
Yo,
I'm
parade?
getting some parade?
Going down
Parade.
Broad.
You going down Broad Street? Yeah, like nobody had faith in us, but then we came out from under, what they do. I don't know football talk. Obviously, I don't know.
So many
football talk.
touchdowns from Hurts to his boy Ertz. You would say Ertz. I know Ertz isn't on the
Yeah,
team.
like everyone's always like throwing the ball, but like we did like the Philly thing where we like throw it to ourselves, yo.
Yeah, nobody believed in us.
Yeah, nobody believed in us. We're underdog. But you can't really be an underdog if you're constantly an underdog, which I find as an oxymoron for Philly teams. But anyway,
Yeah,
let's record
it's
one.
a Philadelphia thing, dude.
I hate it.
All right.
Now let's record on if they lost. Is your reaction still going to be the same?
Yeah, I'm dead.
You
I'm
drank
still
more.
drunk. Yeah.
All right. On the count of 3, we'll do a reaction if they lost. 1, 2, 3. Yo, fuck those other teams, yo. I can't believe, yo, Nick's dead. Nick's dead.
Yep. I'm
Because the
dead.
Birds lost. Like, I was like, go Birds. And I was like at my boy Corey's house. You know, we were all taking Jello shots. And we were like, yo, go Birds. And like his girlfriend, Carol, she was like, we can't do this if they're going to lose. Like, I don't want to be in this city. Like, I'm scared. And, you know, like next year, we're going to do it next year. Like, I'll go Birds. We love our team.
Is that what would really happen?
I don't know.
Are you going somewhere to watch the game? Is that what you're telling me? You're not going anywhere.
I might go over somebody's house.
I think you're gonna. Listen, dude.
I actually got into an argument at my work a couple of days ago because they were like, are you really not going somewhere for the Eagles game? I'm like, why would I? I was like, they know I don't really care about sports. And my logic was back in the day, if you weren't into sports and you still watched the game, you would watch it for like, I don't know, the funny commercials or the movie previews. But nowadays they're on 30 seconds later on the internet.
Online
so
anyway.
What's the point of me watching? And the dude got mad because he was like, because afterwards I said some fun fact about the RoboCop movie, and he was like, "You fucking know that, but you don't know any players on the Eagles." And I'm like, "Oh,
yeah, that sounds like damn, dude."
I'm kind of like the king." Anyway, I'm more Philly than you because I've been to more sports games than you probably.
You probably haven't.
I probably had because I used to work the stadiums.
I know, but I used to date someone who had free tickets to like every event. I think I went to
She
like
doesn't
30...
like you anymore.
She just messaged me yesterday.
Shit, she did.
Shout out,
you guys do talk.
Yeah, we do still talk.
I had Sylvester Stallone dressed as Rocky Balboa nod to me after I yelled his name on the set of Creed.
Okay.
And third, I never left the city. So
I guess that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
see,
not
he
bad.
currently everyone.
Did
This
you,
guy, this guy
no, you moved
loves
to the
Philly
suburbs
sports.
for a while. No, that's you.
I don't know what you're talking about. That
Yeah, you
those
did.
that year and a half of my life didn't exist.
It sure did.
From 2005 to 2019, that time doesn't exist. Yeah. So anyway, we hope we get to use one of those outcomes for the Eagles games because go sports.
Go sports.
I'm
That's
not
what
into
we're hoping
sports, but
for.
I'm probably more Philly than anyone that's listening to this episode.
It's not.
So anyway, you had a big moment happen to you.
Did I?
Music related.
Did I?
Your band.
Did we?
Okay.
Are you talking about just making the website go live?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, we're still waiting on the first finished track. So
I thought it was finished.
I'm finished. We still need the keyboards.
Everyone, Nick's an official musician, and he's trying to be humble. He's like, no, I'm not. They almost fired him.
They almost fired me. They tried to. They tried multiple times to fire me. They will replace me one day. Until they do,
Well, now you're actually on the recording, so they can't replace you.
Correct, unless I just re-recorded my part.
Oh shit. But yeah, sent me. I remember you sent me the link. And if anyone's curious, DM Nick, get his band name.
Don't do it.
Get the link.
Two things I promote super hard and in people's faces: my podcast, my band. That's just one of those guys.
Won't shut up
about
them.
Won't shut up about them.
Yeah, when you sent me the link, the two things at first I was like, I saw. I know it's not the kind of music I like, but also I saw 7+ minutes, and I almost threw up in my mouth. And I'm like, oh my god, I gotta fucking listen to 7 minutes with
Did
no
you listen
lyrics.
to it?
I listened to the whole thing.
Oh, okay, that's all right, right?
Well, the last minute and a half it fades out, so it's not really a 7.5 minutes.
Right. It's not. Who's gonna make 7.5 minutes?
Can I critique it?
Oh, go ahead,
live?
Please. Here we go. Yeah, live. Let's hear it.
Can we add? Can I add lyrics?
Yeah, I think you can.
And then can I make them kind of 80s heavy metal, tinge, talk about sex and drugs, and can we add more guitar to it, riffs?
Riffs, yeah. Well, we do have
because
riffs
starting right now, it's an F-. I can make it a D+. Make it a D+ song.
Then I would say let's do it. Do you want to tell everyone that you were in a band?
I thought we talked about this before.
Did we on the podcast?
Was it Absolute Zero or
no, not where we did the Mortal Kombat theme.
What band? Was that in another band?
Yeah, with David. We'll call him D.
You just doxed him.
Yeah, I know I did.
I don't know what the other band was.
Goldhammer Deluxe.
Oh, Goldhammer. Holy shit.
Yeah, see?
But we never did anything.
No, of course not. We didn't record a single thing. We didn't have any musical abilities.
If you were a teenager, you would always say you're in a band. Yeah, you're in a fake band.
And it was Goldhammer, and then it was Goldhammer Deluxe. A few
Why
months
did we
later.
make it Deluxe?
It just sounded better. Maybe Goldhammer was taken. Anyway,
or
we're Goldhammer Deluxe. We're 80s type band. Mm-hmm. No one can play any instruments. We don't have anything written.
And I think we probably just wrote rock until you stop and you'll never let go. Shit
I think that's it. Anyway, Goldhammer Deluxe could have their own website very soon.
So I was in a band called Absolute Zero.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a band called Goldhammer, and then Goldhammer Deluxe.
Yeah.
So I've been in more bands than you.
You have been. I guess.
I've been in more bands than you. I'm more Philly than you.
I was in all the bands you just mentioned with you.
You were in Goldhammer?
Yeah, it was me, you, and David. D.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. When I was in high school, when I was a teen, I was so high half the time. I don't remember who I was talking to.
You smoked weed one time.
I did so much coke. I would wake up and do coke, and I would go to bed and do coke. I would go to school. I would do coke. They'd be like, Dan, why do you even come to school? I'm like,
to do coke.
To do coke. Where's the coke class?
That was you. Where's the coke?
Yeah. So everyone, check out Nick's band. He's really good at the.
You'll find it at the. Yep.
You just got someone from Finland give you money.
Yeah, we did. Someone paid $5 for. It wasn't even the album. It wasn't even the finished song, but
it was just. Oh yeah, it was a live recording of it.
They had an old CD that we're gonna re-record at some point, but they were getting I don't know, probably made 6 to 7 sales in Japan, I believe.
Wow,
big in Japan. Yeah, big following.
I think we have a following in Japan too.
You think we do?
Probably.
I think the guy who drew the sexy link.
Oh my god! Now that we're talking about him, does the algorithm help find him?
I hope it does, or him find we.
Or it could be a girl. Hey, we don't discriminate. Any person of any gender could have drawn that picture.
Could have.
Yeah.
So
congratulations on that.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Actually, a pretty funny Nintendo related story that literally just happened to me. I was on the train. I don't know if I told you this, but I was on the train like for like an hour train ride, and I brought my Switch, and the Switch just incorporated a Bluetooth capability. Like they didn't have it always, so you can connect your Bluetooth. So I hooked up my Bluetooth, it paired it, and I had my headphones in, and I wasn't hearing anything. I kept turning the volume up, like
Of
I
course,
literally
all the
kept
way up.
going all the way up, all the way up, and nothing was coming out of my system or my Bluetooth headphones. I'm like, what is happening? Like, is it my system? Is it like my Bluetooth? So I'm turning it off, unpairing it, going back and forth, blasting the volume. Literally, the volume's
As
at
high
like,
as it can go.
as
Yeah.
high as it can go. And I'm like, fuck, like, what's the problem? So I take out my phone to like Google like how to unpair it, and I realize that my headphones are still paired with my phone. So my Switch was paired with somebody else on the train, and
Their headphones?
I was blasting it at full volume.
What game?
I think I was playing Castlevania. I think I might have just been throwing on games just to see if it was like the system itself. So I
Yeah.
think I throw on Mario, I throw on like Castlevania. So like, but it was at like the highest volume. So if I stood up, I probably saw someone like screaming their lungs out, holding their ears as the blood was coming out of their
Yeah.
ears.
So you
I never
ruined
forget
someone's
that
life.
because I was like so confused. And after I realized that it wasn't the name of my headphones on the pairing, I like looked left and right. And I'm like, oh my God, like somebody's probably just innocently listened to like an audiobook or smooth jazz, like an old lady. And out of nowhere, she just shares like, it's a me, Mario. And it's like screaming in her ear.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Did you ever look at porno on like a out loud speaker or anything like that?
No, but funny you say that because
Oh,
I used
jeez.
to live with some of my friends, and we had a Bluetooth speaker in the shower.
Yeah.
And I would put music on
Oh, no.
from my
Yeah.
phone,
Yeah.
and they would swap it. They would like they would they would be downstairs and they would
They.
put porno
Yeah.
on their phone and
Yeah.
connect to the Bluetooth. So while I'm showering, I would just hear hardcore porn like take over my music.
That's kind of awesome.
So I'd be playing music
Hilarious.
and then it would stop and I would hear a beep and I'm like, fuck. And I would hear like, like real, like echoey, like insane hardcore porn. And I couldn't stop it. And it's
That's
not like, it's like, that would be crazier if like they were playing it. I'm like, well, I guess I got to jerk off.
Yeah. That would,
Like,
maybe that was
I
their
was-
purpose. Maybe
I
they're
was
trying to
more
help you
psychotic
out.
because I just continued my shower as if it was just music. Like, yeah.
Well, I guess you
Isn't that what
gotta
serial
finish.
killers do?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what serial killers do. They play pornography and don't jerk off. Which now I got it on a big screen TV. You got it on a Bluetooth speaker. That's perfect. So yeah, all that DLC talk.
Yeah. I actually
What are
real
you
quick,
looking at, dude?
I forgot to tell you, there's a giant water stain on my ceiling right now.
From what?
And I don't know what it's from.
Yeah,
I
the
think it showed
pipes,
up
you're
when I
dead.
wasn't here one weekend, and it hasn't moved, but it looks really bad. So like where I'm sitting right now, it could easily like open up and flood me. I don't know
Yo,
what's
it could
going
be
on.
poop water, sewer water.
Oh my God, yo, imagine.
That would be
You ready?
amazing.
Imagine we're recording
Yeah.
like the podcast.
Yep.
And you just see like brown drips, right?
It keeps getting
And
on your
you
nose.
see it, and I don't for some reason. You're like, Dan, like, what is that all over your face? And I'm
What
like,
is that?
what are you talking about?
It's
And you
my
just start
face.
seeing like
Yeah.
chunks coming down, and I just get covered in shit.
Yeah.
Do I keep going with the podcast?
Yeah. I mean, it's like finishing your shower.
What if
can't
I was
stop.
like, what if I was not reacting and you're like, Dan, are you okay? And I'm like,
And you're like,
yeah.
just wait till the end. I'll get it at the end of the episode.
No, I don't even like react to that. I just say like,
Oh.
yeah, what's up?
Nothing's different. Is it?
Nothing's different. If anything, this room smells better.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and I start like licking
Disgusting.
it off my face, and you're like, Dan, like
Disgusting,
clearly
dude.
there's shit on your face. Like, no, it's not.
No, I'm pretty sure you're incorrect.
Nick, you're being really weird right now.
What's wrong with
But
you?
as I'm saying that, I'm like literally sticking it in like
I
my
guess-
mouth.
I guess you should have shaved a goatee. See, I realize I'm more Philly than you. This is the Jalen Hurts.
So
That's why I did
okay,
this.
I don't know who that is.
I get a
But
goatee, like the
Here's the
Jalen Hurts
thing:
goatee.
Nick's wearing a goatee. He is not wearing a goatee. He has a goatee.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to shave my beard and get a goatee because I wanted to look like a
It would
magician.
have been very funny.
Because this episode is called "Now You DLC Me." It's like that magic saying.
Mhm.
And I tried dressing like a magician. I have a bow
It's
tie.
kind of hilarious that you have that. Yeah.
I have a bow tie and a white shirt on. And after I put it on, I was like, I don't look like a magician. I just look like a wait staff at a catering place.
Yeah, you kind of do. Yeah. It
So
would've been
and I
funnier
worked
with a goatee, though.
at a catering place.
Did
And
you?
I used to make up the food names because I forgot them when they told us before we went out.
Pasta fagiolio,
Well, they would be like, "Oh, this is whatever, like the dipping sauce," and I
Yeah.
would forget the name. And when people ask me on the floor, they're like, "Oh, what's this?" I'm like, "Oh, that's Rancho.
Oh, that's Sarantino sauce.
That's Sarantino Rancho." Like I would make up shit all the time.
That's Cucamonga.
Yeah. And I would be wearing a bow tie. Cool. So I don't look like a magician. I look like an idiot waitstaff.
I'm okay with
and
that.
I don't have a Tony Stark goatee like you.
You don't. I like how you said
so
Tony
that's
Stark.
so is that what the guy? So it's a world of difference because you say you look like the guy from the Eagles, and I say a nerd.
You look
thing.
like a waitstaff. Well,
no,
I
say
like
Tony
Jalen
Stark.
Hurts.
Yeah,
I wish I did. He's handsome.
I mean, what about Randall Cunningham? Is he still on the team?
He's still on the team. Yeah.
After 30 years. All right. So I guess we have to talk about DLC at some point, right?
DLC is.
So should we go on a break and we'll come back and we'll talk about DLC?
Yeah, we can.
Or DSL, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh,
you're always texting me like, "Hey, oh, that girl is DSL," and I'm like, "Dude, that's inappropriate." I always say like, "Stop talking about women like that."
And yeah, stop objectifying.
And then you said, "No, man, I'm talking about my mom," and I'm like, "That's even grosser."
Dude, stop lipping.
We're gonna be right back. We're gonna talk about downloadable content, everyone's favorite thing that podcasts talk about, things that you have to pay for.
You have to pay for.
We'll be right back.
What the Famicom? What the Famicom? Famicom? What the Famicom? What the Famicom? Famicom?
So we're back. So we're going to talk about downloadable content, right?
Yeah.
Did you look up anything about the history of downloadable content?
I actually did. I have a really good history and like a basic understanding and a knowledge of everything.
All right, hold up. Let me get my glasses. Let me get glasses that have those eyes on so I can fall asleep.
Yeah. Well, our generation, like our age group, I don't think we like DLC as much or care about it.
Well, we didn't grow up with it because we were around before. Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, downloadable content is just stuff that gets added to the game afterwards. And usually it's cosmetic or basic. It can be stuff like extra levels. I think I have a list. Skins, characters, weapons, levels, modes, and expansions. Sometimes put in a season pass. You like that?
Yeah, I was going to say, like nowadays, it's literally just a season pass.
You know when the first one was? First downloadable content. Come on, dude. It showed up everywhere. I know you know this.
Wait, are we going to talk about... So I don't know if it was the first, but are we going to talk... Is it the horse armor?
No, that was not the first. That was like 2005, 9-ish, somewhere in there.
All right. Well, I'll let you reveal what the first one was because I thought that was it.
No, 1997. Total Annihilation for PC.
Oh.
It was so the creators made different units that you could use, and they released them once a month. It was free, but like you had to log on, download them, like the zip file.
Wow, that actually predates the first. Actually, because I realized that I thought the first DLC was actually from the Sega Dreamcast.
No, that was the first system.
I was gonna say that your thing predates it because on the Sega Dreamcast, I remember when I got it a couple years ago, there was a game I was playing and it said like, "Oh, download these add-ons from the internet," and I'm like, I didn't even know the Sega Dreamcast had an internet capability.
Yeah.
So when it said that, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like that was like '99.
Problem is, it was really slow connection, so like downloading anything over a whatever kind of.
Well, with yours was a PC game, so it was probably easier. But with the Dreamcast, you had to get another CD to install the internet.
I believe it.
And then install the downloadable content and then play the game. I was like, you had to do like 4 different things.
Yeah, that's kind of it's a lot of work, but I don't like DLC because
the horse armor. So I guess DLC was around for a little while and nobody really batted an eye at DLC. Everyone's just like, yeah, I'll get it or I won't.
I think that game developers would have loved to have this and do it all the time, but with physical games like Sega, Nintendo, like you can't add stuff to the cartridge. You know what I mean? Like it's out. It's a finished product. Here it is. If there are glitches in it, good luck.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't add to it. You can't take away from it.
So the only thing I kind of vaguely remember, but the horse armor is a very famous DLC. It's from this game Elder Scrolls Oblivion. If anyone played this PC game.
They better.
Yeah, but people listening, like my mom's listening, she's like, "What's that?"
Oh, good point.
A computer game?
She's still typing in DSL.
Yeah, don't say that, man. Mom, I'm sorry. Nick just called you a DSL.
I didn't call her it. You called my mom. Anyway.
No, you texted me earlier before this episode. You're like, dude, my dog has DSLs. And I'm like, ew, man. And I was like, you mean the dog that you currently have? You're like, no, my dead dog.
Dogs don't have lips. That's even better. Anyway,
the horse armor was from this game, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It's like a fantasy dragon game. That's the easiest way to put it. But in the game, they introduced this like microtransactions is what they were called first, and they sold this thing called horse armor. It was this gold armor that you put on your horse, and it was $2. It was strictly cosmetic. It was like $2.50. But you don't play online, so like their complaint was like nobody's going to see it but you. So this cosmetic thing was like a huge fuck up by the company because they were like, well, who are you selling it for? Like nobody just wants to put armor. It added no stats. It didn't do anything to the horse. Strictly cosmetic. So like that was the first time that DLC became this like huge like fuck up. Like
so the
like cash
creators
cow,
I
guess.
The creators of the game actually wanted it in the game. The developer, whoever was in charge of the studio at the time, maybe I'd have to look it up to say 100%, but they said no, keep it as additional content. We want this because we want they'll pay for
money.
it.
Yeah.
Guess what? Within 4 or 5 years, it was in their top 10 of add-ons for the game. Like, so there was a big backlash. Yep, a lot of people. It was their 9th best selling.
So people bought it. Well,
even though there was backlash.
Bought it first and then complained.
Yeah, well, I think they complained, but like everyone was like, "You can't do that. No one's gonna buy it. It's just for us." But then people were buying it anyway.
Probably like people that barely play or really care about that kind of thing probably bought it because they were like, "Oh, this is probably cool."
Oh,
and because it added nothing to the game.
100%. But like, my thing is, it's strictly cosmetic. That's I don't care about that in video games. If that makes sense.
No,
maybe that's a me thing or my generation thing. Like, hold on a second. Like.
What do you got? Everyone, he's taking his shirt off. I don't like it. I don't like what he's doing right now. Oh, he's wearing a shirt and tie. Holy shit.
Like, I sound the exact same. I look totally different. Now, instead of being cozy in a hoodie, you had no idea, did you?
Hold up. This dude just pulled like a bit
real
on
magician
me. Did you just pull a bit on me?
I did. I just pulled a bit on you.
Now he wore a hoodie on purpose just to reveal in this part where we talk about DLC to take off his hoodie and say, hey, look, it's no different. I'm the same guy. Is that correct?
Correct. And look, I am the same guy.
And he actually looks more like a magician than me because he has a goatee and a better shirt and tie.
Yeah, and I got a shirt and tie.
Fuck, I'm deleting this episode.
I got a red thing for my hat though, but whatever. Anyway, like to me, it doesn't change the gaming experience that much.
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know, more into the engine and like cool mechanics and fighting and physics and dumb stuff like that. And like, I don't know, like the story and stuff like that. So that like paying money for the character to have a different hat or a different shirt is kind of stupid to me.
Well, that's really funny because the very first piece of DLC I ever bought was kind of exactly that.
What was it?
So I was like thinking if there was any way I could figure out what the first DLC was. And I know I only had a PlayStation like 2006 to 2009. So I went in my transaction history or download history and I just scrolled all the way to the bottom. I was like, okay, what's the very first add-on I have? So I thought it was in 2009. It was for Little Big Planet. You know what that is?
No, I actually don't.
It's like a kid's game, but like you make your own levels. But the main character is called Sackboy, and you can dress him up. He's like a little like potato sack.
No, boy. That's so weird.
But you can dress him up so that all the add-ons were all costumes for him, but it added nothing. So the very first piece of DLC I ever paid for was a Judge Dredd costume for this guy.
I'm looking it up. Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd Sackboy. So I paid like $2 to dress this dude up like Judge Dredd, and it added nothing to the game.
Oh, like this little thing.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So yeah, I don't know if I bought the pack, but that was the very first one. And then I looked at the transaction history again of like my history of all the shit I downloaded. And that was the first paid one. The first free downloadable content I got was from Metal Gear Solid 4. And I was like so surprised by this. What? It said it was for Metal Gear Solid 4. It was called the Metal Gear Solid Database. And you can download it for free for the 4th game. And it was basically just an encyclopedia.
Oh,
so like
lore.
Yeah. So basically you just download all this lore. And so like I had to have been like a real sicko for Metal Gear Solid 4 because I was like, oh my God, I need an encyclopedia. Don't you read all the
lore in games? Did we discuss this?
Yeah.
You're one of those guys. Like
so I must have like came in my pants when I downloaded this thing.
Of course you did.
Because this was the earliest. This was like, I looked it up. It said like June 2009. So that was the very first downloadable content I ever downloaded.
Look at you, dude. Fucking first. I don't know what mine are. I couldn't really find my history. I realized that I don't really do it a lot. Like I played Clash of Clans on the phone, and I guess that's not DLC. I paid for some microtransactions in that, but not a lot. I just don't.
Yeah, I guess like, they were microtransactions and then they became DLC.
Yeah. So wait, this is cool. I found the most successful DLC of all time is a game you wanted to tell jokes about, but
come on.
Rock Band.
Oh shit.
So hold on. So because it's just add songs. Like essentially that's what you're doing. You're paying for extra songs. Whoa. If you bought all the DLC for the original Rock Band.
Okay.
Right now. Every song and everything.
I'm sure it's like thousands. Probably more, actually.
$9,150.10 if you bought it all.
Wow, I was actually going to guess 10,000 but I was thinking like way over. But
yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's insane. How many songs
$50
for all
game?
throughout all the games?
It didn't say. I didn't click on the whole link to get into it. I was just like, that's fucking nuts.
Wow.
Right.
There's a lot of times where I get tricked by downloadable content. Like recently, so there was a Microsoft Flight Simulator downloadable content for the new Top Gun, and it was like, we're adding planes from the new Top Gun Maverick and a new challenge course, and I'm like, oh shit, I'll download it, and it was free. And then I realized, I was like, oh, I hate these kind of games. Why did I download this? And I did this, and I feel like I get like tricked a lot, because between that and there was a game called Predator Hunting Grounds, which wasn't DLC. It was an actual Predator, the movie, but it was basically a Call of Duty game with like a Predator skin.
Interesting. Weird.
So like you go to the jungle and somebody can play as a Predator. And I'm like, well, this was probably just a Call of Duty game. And they probably just added all these Predator type things and made it a game. So it just seemed like a giant pack of DLC.
Yeah.
There was another time I got screwed where I was playing this game called Darksiders 3. And I beat the game and I bought the DLC, but it was like, oh, the way to activate the DLC is to go to this place in the game, but you can only go to it in the middle of the game. Like you can't finish the game. And I paid like $20 for this thing. And I'm like,
damn, dude,
are you fucking
hosed?
Yeah, I was like, it basically hosed me. I'm like, so you're telling me I have to go back and play it again?
Yo, who develops that game? Let's call them out. If
I think it's THQ. THQ.
Yo,
they
THQ.
Used to make...
If you're not, I know wrestling.
Yeah,
trust me, I know. In fact, we had a guy named THQ, man. I'm pretty sure in that game.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, I can't believe, like, I don't know if I didn't read the fine print. That's probably on me. And then obviously it's no refunds. But when I read that, it was like, oh, you have to go to this certain spot. I'm like, fuck this game. I'm never playing it again.
Fuck this game. Fuck these guys.
There was another one. Like, it's like weird because you see some shit like in like fighting games. It's like, I just saw a thing where you can buy a bunch of hair colors in a fighting game, but like each one costs like $1. And
it's getting
but like
weird.
If you want to switch it back to the color you already owned, you have to pay $1 again. Like, so you don't really own it. There was another one. Oh, you know the Telltale games, like Telltale Walking Dead, where you make all the choices and stuff.
No, I don't.
You're like a fake ass gamer,
dude. Stop.
I get it. You like sports. You want to call this the Sportsacom?
Yep, I do. I want to change it right now. Let's
Sports the Famicom.
Sports this. I'm grabbing.
What the Eagles com?
But that's what I want.
But yeah, there was this game. It's the Telltale Batman game, and you make choices, and it's not like an action game, but it's like a drama, whatever. But in it, you can download this pack called the Shadow Mode DLC, and basically it makes it look like a noir film, so it's all black and white. So it gives so it's cool. But I'm like, can't you just change all the settings on your TV to give everything black and white? Like, why am I paying $4 to do that? Why wouldn't I just do it for free on my TV?
I guess, I don't know. It's probably optimized a different way.
No, I can literally go on my
shading. No, dude, it's probably different.
No, don't tell me.
There's grayscale shading.
I don't even know what that is.
I know.
But yeah, I feel like once I saw that, I'm like, I literally, if I ever bought this game again, I would just change my settings if I ever wanted to make it look like a noir. So I was like kind of baffled by that. I'm like, who's going to buy this? And apparently enough people did.
Yeah. Well, DLC is always like controversial too. We kind of already touched on it, but like the funniest one I read was like a goof. It was The Sims 4, my first pet, right?
Or The Sims? Oh man, I just realized I forgot about The Sims having DLC. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So The Sims 4, My First Pet was the name of the game. They released the game. The trick was you had to pay for DLC for cats and dogs. So I don't even know what, like, people were outraged that they would buy the game.
And so they bought the game, but then you had to pay again for the dogs and
for
cats?
For cats and dogs. I have no clue what the included pets were. I didn't look at a list. I'm guessing goldfish, parrot. I don't fucking know.
What? Okay. So if we had real life DLC, right?
If we
not real life DSLs, I know what you're thinking. Don't.
No, I didn't think that. I didn't say that.
If we had real life DLC, what would yours be?
Mine would probably be like casual mode, like where I could be like, "Yo, man, hoogie," and I'd wear like a t-shirt and.
So like, casual mode is like talking more Philly.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
So essentially,
I'm trying to think of like what my DLC would be. I'd probably be DLC. I'd probably be jacked for 2 hours.
Like it made you look muscular, but it didn't.
Yeah, it's like a time release DLC. Like I would pay $4, and I would get like completely ripped, but I can only walk around with it for like an hour or two.
Now I'm wearing a sports shirt. I changed again. See that?
How did they do that? Oh my god!
I know. Look,
Nick's. Oh my god! Is that a Russian? Nick's wearing a Russian shirt.
Yeah. A Russian
anyway, Nick's
shirt.
changed 3 times so far. But yeah, I think my DLC would be getting buffed for like a couple hours. You know?
Yeah.
And also well, I was gonna say having a big dick.
I think so. Yeah, it's kind of hilarious. The you know what, mine, I would release one called Pay My Bills, and it's just like sometimes during the day where I'm paying my bills, and you could click around in my phone and pay the bill and slide the money over. It would be pretty exciting.
Wait, so I would be downloading this, like I would pay money to do your bills?
Yeah. It's all fake, but like you get to do it. It's exciting.
Okay. Okay.
Like, wow, we pay for YouTube TV. Oof, I thought there was a discount.
I mean, you did.
There is a discount. Yeah.
Didn't you?
Yeah, so
you still do. How pathetic is that?
I don't have cable.
Wow, how pathetic is that?
Do you?
No.
Oh, what do you just watch? Netflix?
I don't know. I just watch. Netflix just cracked down on passwords. Hey, I have.
No, they didn't. Did you see?
Oh that? Yeah. They backpedaled because they're corny.
They're like, no. We're just
every app I have, I don't pay for. So take that. I have my brother's Hulu. I have my mom's Netflix. I have my friend's Peacock. I have
my ex's HBO and my ex's Hulu.
Yeah. Hey, if anyone listens to this, all these people are listening, like, hey, we don't like that he has this stuff. What are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it? Huh?
We're an extremely popular podcast in Philadelphia
who
love sports. You think if you go against us, we're going to get Jamil something. Isn't that a player on the Eagles?
No. Jalen Hurts?
Yeah. We're going to get him to tackle you.
He's a quarterback, dude.
We're going to get him to throw the ball at your face.
Okay. That's maybe.
Go Birds.
He could squat like.
You want to talk about working out? Hey, let's talk about working out.
For another 2 minutes and 43 seconds.
I can bench 170. I mean, it's not a big deal.
You?
I just added some.
I'm so mad. I'd be in this race. I'd be doing it, but my wrist.
Okay. Everyone, listen. He hurt his wrist jerking off.
Actually, did I?
But he was doing it like upside down.
Yeah, I was doing reverse.
Like he was upside down, and he also turned his wrist upside down.
Yeah, so it looked like my dick thought it was right side up.
Well, you wanted to do it so you could come in your own mouth.
No. Is that called a stranger?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't.
So we're gonna go on a break. I'm actually choking right now. I think my throat's like really dry.
I think that poop dripping from the ceiling got in your mouth. It's disgusting.
What if we come back from the break and I'm just brown completely? Like, hey, what's going on? Yeah. All right, we're gonna go on a break and we'll be right back. All right, guys.
Right back.
What the Famicom? What the Famicom? What the Famicom? What the Famicom?
So essentially, what we're saying is we love DLC. Is that what we're saying?
We've come back to say yes, we love DLC. DSLs. I mean, we love the internet. Maybe if they're on dogs. Can you imagine a dog with like big fake like wax lips,
licking them, looking at us?
Yeah, like if a dog's like watching this podcast on YouTube and they're like licking their wax lips and they're like, oh man, they're talking about DSLs.
Well, even weirder is when you look at a dog, don't you just see a big turkey? That's like a cooked one on a plate.
Oh, like I'm getting hungry, like a cartoon does.
Yeah.
And they're barking, and it's like a turkey barking at me.
Yep,
I'm like,
You're like, huh? You're licking your lips.
I don't know if that's like a pervert or if I just like eating dogs.
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. Did you know? I guess 2010 is a long time ago, but in 2010, DLC made up 20% of video game sales.
Oh wow, no, I didn't know. 2010 is long ago. Holy shit!
I know, isn't that weird? I was like, 2010 is not long ago.
Really funny. Related to 2010 and the Super Bowl in 2010. I think I got dumped Super Bowl weekend.
Did you deserve it?
Or was it 2011? It was like either 2010 or 2011. She dumped me at pretty much at a pizzeria Uno. On Super Bowl weekend. And I remember she was like, afterwards, she went to go get like a jersey from her friend's house. And I remember her telling me that. I'm like, why are you telling me this? Like,
why? I'm sad.
Why? I remember we went to Uno. And then after she dropped me off, I had like half a pizza. And I regret this to this day. After she dropped me off, I was living with my dad at his apartment, and I took the pizza, I threw it in the dumpster. And as soon as I did that, I was like, why did I do that?
You were just so mad.
It was half a deep dish pizza.
You still miss that pizza.
Yeah, I mean, could the pizza still be there?
No. Well, it could be somewhere.
Hey, let's dox her. Hey, S ... Can you go back to my dad's apartment into that dumpster
and get the pizza?
And get the, you know, if you're listening, you are a dumpster.
Yo, if you're listening, they'd let you right back into the dumpster because that's what you are. Get it?
That's what you are. Yeah, trash, yeah, you belong in there.
You're trash.
You're trash. So anyway, yeah, I got dumped Super Bowl weekend. And that's just so I hate the Super Bowl for that exact reason.
Oh, you're carrying emotional scars.
So it's not just like I dislike sports, like I have like internal, you know.
Yeah.
I hate DSLs.
Yep.
And I hate wax lips on dogs.
Yeah, you do.
And I hate dumpsters and Super Bowls.
And pizza, deep dish pizza. Actually, you don't.
No. I want more of it.
Good point. Did you know they tried to? It's DLC is so successful they're trying to make it in other places.
Like, what do you mean?
For books, like
books?
Kindle. Yeah, Kindle's trying to make DLC for books.
Wait, how do you make
that extra for? So I looked it up. It was at the bottom of the article, and I was like, "This is hilarious." A DLC for book is like, if you pay extra, you'll get the author's notes and things. And I was like, "That's so corny." And then I was like, is that a little bit like movies with DLC where it's like the ultimate collector's edition and it has like
a DVD with like the commentary or something like that?
Yeah. And then I was like, that's for like nerds. And I thought of you. And I was like, oh, he would like that for movies.
Fucking never do that for a
Shut
book.
up. No, not for a book, for movies.
I mean, not really, only because maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah, if
I don't buy DVDs anymore. I illegally stream. You know what? Come at me. I illegally sometimes I go to the movies and I go on.
Could you even stream a DVD if I gave you one?
I have a PlayStation. Yeah, don't they go on the PlayStations? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
If you gave me, what DVDs do you currently have?
Dante's Peak.
Holy shit! What a great
Twister.
Wow, a twofer.
That was the first two DVDs my dad bought when we got a DVD player and a sound system, and he would play them all the time. Yeah.
Can I say something about the first DVD I ever watched in someone's house?
Yeah.
It was Your Place. Your family was watching Armageddon in the living room.
Oh yeah, we had Armageddon too. That was like
Armageddon. The sound system was crazy.
Yeah.
And Steve Buscemi came on, and your mom, and I quote, she said,
"Shut up."
Look at his, she said, "This is not a lie." She said, "Look at his fucked up teeth." This is not a lie. And I was like, that's kind of rude. Like I always thought it was really rude that your mom just made fun of Steve Buscemi's teeth.
That's not true. Is this true?
I think it was like maybe the first or second time I ever seen him in a movie. But
my God.
He started talking and she was like, "Ew, look at his teeth." And I'm like, what? So your mom's fucked up. Because like I'm pretty sure he's probably won an Oscar since. And what has she done?
She won an Oscar.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, for Eyes Wide Open. Shut.
Eyes Wide Open while your dad's kissing her DSLs. No, your mom opens her eyes when she kisses your dog. We talked about this a year ago. So yeah, Eyes Wide Open with a dog.
Yep. Got him.
Anyway, yeah. Your mom doesn't have an Oscar. But yeah, your mom's rude because she makes fun of Steve Buscemi's teeth.
I mean, it's weird that it wasn't his face, like his eyes, or you know what I mean?
She probably kept going.
Like kept roasting him.
It's like, so I can finally get him. But yeah, that was the first DVD I ever saw in someone's house.
That makes sense. My dad loved like little gadgets like that, DVDs and like surround sound stereo system with like a big.
I remember your dad. I remember you and your dad like telling me, like introducing me to Alice in Chains' Rooster song, and then telling me like getting mad at me for not knowing it was about Vietnam.
No,
we were in your we were like 10 years old. We were in your kitchen and you're like, you know, it's about Vietnam, right? I'm like, what? And your dad was like, yeah, like, and he was like getting all serious. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
It had to have been about like a Creedence Clearwater song, because there's no way. Hey, my dad doesn't like Alice in Chains really. If it was on the radio, it's possible. And I personally don't particularly like Alice in Chains. I don't hate him.
This was 25 years ago. Of course,
I know. Did. I will remember. No, it's not like. Yo,
hold on. You remember dreams that I had 25 years ago?
Yes. So now I do remember the dreams that you had 25 years ago, and you're gonna challenge.
But you're not gonna remember Alice in Chains' most famous song ever.
Rooster.
And then
it's
getting mad at me, telling me, "Hey, it's about Vietnam."
No, that did not happen like that. It was probably something else.
No, it is about Vietnam.
I actually don't know.
You're fucking lying on the podcast. I hate when you lie, but it's perfect for me because we already recorded. So if this ever goes to court, you're fucking done for.
We got a lot going to court. So it's not going to do well.
So what were we supposed to end this episode with?
Oh, actual DLC.
Oh, okay. There you go.
You want to do that?
I'll let you go. Take it.
No, dude. Because what? All right. Did you? I looked up the weirdest DLC I could find.
Okay.
Did you?
I looked up some.
Okay. Well, the weirdest ones I could find were insane. So for the Assassin's Creed series, I think it was only like $3.99, but it was for the original game, like Assassin's Creed, the original.
Yeah.
Like not one of the spin-offs, whatever. You could, for $3.99, you could get fuzzy dice, extra big tires, a spoiler, decals, metallic paint. Like there was all these.
Can you still buy these in the like the store, the shops?
Yeah. You have to look.
Fuzzy dice.
Yes.
In the original Assassin's Creed.
In the original Assassin's Creed. Fuzzy dice, metallic paint, extra big tires, small tires, a whole bunch of different things. Spoilers that you could add, like racing stripes. It was called Assassin's Speed.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I think originally they were going to make the engine make a racing game, and they scrapped it. So they
just made it an Assassin's game.
Yeah, for $3.99, they were like, "Listen, we already made the decals, the graphics, the metallic."
So where
paint.
are the decals going? On the horse?
Yeah, you can put it on your horse. You can put it on someone you're walking by. Maybe you put a spoiler on one of those bales of hay, the carts. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, that's
Assassin's
I thought that was
Speed.
Crazy. Yeah.
And you can still buy this. You can still go and like click on Assassin's Creed on the Xbox store.
Yeah, absolutely. I would recommend go do it just to check it out. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I found some real DLC too, but like,
did you?
The DLC I have is for like older games somehow.
Oh, I don't even know how that works, but
yeah, I don't know how it works. I'm not going to explain it, but there's DLC
either.
for. So I have one for Punch Out, Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Mm-hmm.
So there was two.
Wait,
packs. The original Mike Tyson's Punch Out
from Nintendo.
Yeah, don't tell me how they got DLC in there, but
that is nuts. So what does it do? Just added extra fighters, right?
No.
Oh.
Weirdly, no extra fighters. You would think like a fighting game.
Yeah, would just add a couple extra boxers would make sense. Yeah.
No, there was something called the Trauma DLC pack.
Oh wow!
I'm dying here.
Yeah. Oh my god, you're like really dying. You want me to give my other?
I'm good.
Okay, it sound good. Sounds like you have.
So it was a free add-on. Mm-hmm. So of course it was free. It was back in the day.
Okay, that makes sense.
In it, you don't play as either one of the boxers. You play as the children of the opponents of that Little Mac beats up.
Oh wow!
So you play them in the crowd.
Yeah.
So in one scene, like King Hippo, he's a famous like opponent. You play as his daughter as she's watching her dad get pummeled and can't do anything about it.
She's crying.
And there's a cry button. You can cry.
Of course. There's a cry
Glass
button.
Glass Joe, I think was the French guy.
Yeah. He was
you play as his blind son, and all he can do is hear.
All he can do is hear his dad.
Yeah, the screen is black.
Oh man.
All he can hear is getting like destroyed by Little Mac, the character.
Wow.
There's a second pack. It's the Trauma pack too.
Oh, geez.
But it has you playing as Little Mac, the character, his parents. So since you're not playing as him, you're playing as parents watching him get beat up.
Oh, geez.
And there's a cry button on that too.
Of course, the universal cry button.
So, I mean, like it's like kind of cool. Like you get that other perspective of like people watching the fights in Punch Out.
I'd also wonder how you could even get it on the thing.
There's like a way. I don't really like. I'm not like a huge technical guy. Yeah, tech savvy. So like I trust Nintendo. I trust Mike Tyson. They probably got it in there somehow.
Trust Mike Tyson.
I don't trust him with my kids, but I trust them. Yeah.
Right. Of course. Nice, dude.
So yeah, you can buy, if you go to a retro store, I have a retro store like a couple blocks away from me. If I go and I say like, hey, do you have the Trauma pack?
And they'll know right away.
Punch Out. They'll be like, oh yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
And then I'll say like, hey, how do you install it? And they'll say like, they'll just laugh at me. And then that's it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I actually found another old one.
You found another real, this is all real DLC, by the way.
Gotta look it up. Get it. It's hot right now. Like this is what people are talking about.
You can only find it on certain websites. So. Yeah.
The one I found is like $10 price point, but it's probably worth it if you're like $10. A Mario head. Yeah, it's like if you're a Mario
everyone that listens to our podcast is a Mario head.
Yeah, big Mario head. So this one's the Kevorkian expansion for Dr. Mario.
Wow. Okay.
It sounds scarier than it is. You know how like in Dr. Mario, you flip the pills and they have to match and you just drop it into the jar.
Yeah, it's like Tetris. Yeah.
Yeah. This one's just a little different. Instead of the bottom of a jar, it's a person's face and their mouth is open and you have to force feed them pills. So yeah,
you're killing someone.
I mean, they're at the end of their life.
Assisted. You're assisted killing.
Yeah, you're
someone.
assisting them. You're not killing them. This is their decision, and it's we respect that in the medical community. So the same music plays. Sometimes I think it goes more upbeat to try and counterbalance what's going on. But it's really cool because what they did is they made lifelike eyes on the characters, and it's like.
But he's looking at you.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's looking right at you, and you're just moving the pills to go down his little mouth in the opening at the bottom of the screen. $10, you could probably get it at your local retro place too. Just ask for the
I kind of vaguely remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this being in GamePro. It was like issue like 102 or something. And I think like the more pills that you drop in his mouth, the bluer his face gets.
Yeah. Eventually he just goes to sleep and the eye turns peaceful. Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
Thank goodness.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that sounds great. Like, how do you buy it?
I think a retro store, just like you said. I have no clue how that stuff works. I'm not tech savvy and all that.
You know what's funny? I think now that I think about it, like because I'm not tech savvy, I don't really know how it works. But like, I think it's kind of like the same as Sonic and Knuckles, where like you combine it with Sonic 2, like like you can put it on top of it.
Cartridge, yeah, it's an extra cartridge.
So I think that's how Punch Out, the Trauma DLC ad, and what you said, the Kevorkian. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Kevorkian expansion. Check it out.
Okay, the Kevorkian expansion. Jesus.
Yeah, for Dr. Mario.
So I have one more. I actually just found out about this.
Oh, hold on one second.
You know,
my last transformation here.
Oh, he's got another one. He's had like 5 costume changes.
And hold on. Same guy, different look. And this time, I got a cool belt.
Look at him. Look at him. He's a superstar today.
So now you can hear me with my Streets of Rage outfit, I call this, and I wear a cool belt with it. And I can go and beat people
up. In Streets of Rage, do they just wear tank tops?
Yeah, I think they do. The bad guys do. Like, think about it, probably.
Okay, fair enough. So one more game that I just found out about. It had like free DLC. I don't think it was free actually. DLC. You remember that game Revolution X?
I do. Yeah. Oh, dude, that's some Aerosmith game.
Remember Aerosmith? Yeah, they had a game that came out in the arcade. It was a sad game. It was a gun, one of those run and gun games. So there was DLC for it that no one remembers. It was how Aerosmith songs are in a bunch of movies?
Yeah.
Well, they had movie packs for all for the game for every movie they were in. So there's a Mrs. Doubtfire pack that's $10.
Oh,
so it replaces all the villains in Revolution X with Mrs. Doubtfire, and like all the audio lines. So it's like
shooting CDs.
You're shooting, you're like, oh, hot flashes, and then the other one's like, make me a woman, and the other one's, what else does he say? Oh, run by fruity.
Yeah, of course.
So like it's literally like 5 lines of dialogue, and all the bad guys just look like pixelized.
That's pretty cool.
Actually.
That's actually really cool.
And there's also an Armageddon pack.
Okay.
Where all the bad guys are replaced with Bruce Willis.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Steve Buscemi and his fucked up teeth.
I didn't think about that. Maybe there is. Maybe the boss is Steve Buscemi. Yeah. And maybe if your mom was playing, she was probably like really excited to kill Steve Buscemi. But all the characters get replaced by Bruce Willis, and they're all lines from the movie, like "Stay away from my daughter," or like "That's a big asteroid," or stuff he says.
He doesn't say that.
But all this stuff, and there's a third pack that's $25.
Whoa, it's expensive, especially for an old game.
So I don't know if you know this, but the guitars for Aerosmith, Joe Perry, he did the theme song to the cartoon Spider-Man TV show.
I didn't know that.
So it's like
when we grew up with.
Yeah, the one we grew up with. The intro guitar song is Joe Perry, the guy from Aerosmith.
Yeah.
So what they do is this $25 pack replaces all the band's songs in the game with just that song.
Okay.
And it deletes all the other songs.
That's it, huh? And it costs $25.
It's the same game.
Happen?
Yeah.
And it made the game,
but it only plays
worse.
once. It only plays once, so it's only 3 minutes.
Worse, and it's $25.
And after 3 minutes, the rest of the game is just silent.
Wow, that's kind of.
I mean, listen, 10 for $45.
Retro
you can
gamers.
Get the Spider-Man Joe Perry song playing over shooting Bruce Willis and Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, it's hard to put a price on.
Look out for that comment, Spider-Man, and then like, oh, hot flashes.
Yep.
Like,
oh, hot flashes.
Think about that. Like $45 to add on to an already awesome game. Like, that Fry meme. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, that's the meme I was thinking of right now.
Yeah. Again, I'm not sure how they added on, but like, we're not a tech
savvy
podcast.
Yeah. No,
We're
that's
not like a new release type of podcast either. We're not like a we like gaming type of podcast.
Games in general.
We don't like people.
Podcast,
we don't like other
bands,
gamers.
Bands.
We don't. If anyone's
music.
not watching, I'm doing quotes.
Yeah, air quotes. Yeah.
Air quotes. We don't collab.
Collabs, bands, games, podcasts,
Sports.
promotion, moms, dads,
Dicks,
anyone under 15.
Wait,
we don't.
You mean we don't talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay, you did quotes, so I didn't know if you were like saying we do want to talk about people under 15.
No, you know what that is.
Yeah, but last episode you were talking about polygonphilia, how you were attracted to this like girl in a bowling game.
Actually, I said I wasn't, and then you revealed she was underage, so I double won that one.
I don't think so.
I think so.
So this was our downloadable content episode. Hope you enjoyed. Hey, what's your favorite downloadable content? If you're listening to this episode, comment. Honestly. Let us know. Email us. We have an email that no one ever uses. I don't even know why I use it.
I don't know what it is.
I think I told you this before. It's really funny because it's called the real what the Famicom at Gmail. And I'm like, why? Who else has what the Famicom? So why is it the real?
You can use the
I don't remember. I think I just named it the real what the Famicom.
I'm glad it's the real one.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I didn't get to say. Big joke.
Go ahead.
No Man's Sky, my favorite game of all time.
Oh, the DLC.
The entire game is DLC.
Yeah.
But it was included in the price, so that was nice.
So there you go. See, sometimes DLC works, and like 5 years later, now that everyone loves that game,
right? Sean Murray. We were making Sean Murray memes before.
You used to put the creator of that game's face
on your girlfriend's face, and any picture of you two at a restaurant. I would literally Photoshop Sean Murray's face on his girlfriend's face.
Oh man, classic pictures. And now no one remembers his name except you.
We do.
Anyway, downloadable content. Again, what's your favorite downloadable content? What's your least favorite? Do you have a worse one? Now you DLC me. I wish I actually wanted to buy like a playing cards. Yeah, like something magician related.
Back and forth.
It would have done something. Now I just look like a fucking idiot. And I'm coughing this whole time.
Yeah, you coughed the whole time. So really, I had the A game. I had multiple outfits that changed during the episode.
This is actually the first time in the history of the podcast you did more for this episode than I did. You actually had the history of DLC and stuff.
Yeah, I did. I carry the podcast. Next thing you know, I'm going to edit this and probably promote it.
I would love to send you just the files and then get it back a week later and it just checks Spotify and there's no artwork. There's no description.
There's no anything.
It's no edit. It's not edited.
It's just your coughs.
It's
just the coughs. And then you're like,
hey, welcome to What the Famicom.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Sorry about the coughs. If you hear any of the coughs, sorry about that.
I'm not sorry about it.
So and DLC, let us know what you
we
love you.
DLC.
Hey, if we were DLC, we would hope that you would pay for us.
I wouldn't.
How's that sound?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
All right.
Game over. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
You want to see a magic trick? All you have to do is buy a bunch of video games and your sex life is gonna disappear. You want to see a magic trick? All you have to do is buy a bunch of video games and your sex life is gonna disappear. You want